Welcome back to Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. Alright, are you ready for another dungeon that was 2 hours before editing? Here we go, it's Fear Mountain Shrine.
Oh, I legitimately thought we were going for Nui Baba.
No, that's later. Alright, so, definitely have to have Tobin and Silk in the party because they need promotions. And there is a statue in here. Everybody else, wait outside. Alright, so I'm not afraid of mountains. Tell me why I should be afraid of mountains.
I can feel an uncomfortably warm breeze pushing back at me, attended by a low rumbling. The voices of the dead, perhaps, calling from the land beyond, hungry again for life. Valentia knows no deeper pit than this, the guts of Fear Mountain.
Hey man, that's really mean. We're just trying to be dead in here.
Alright, so, Fear Mountain Shrine, I've got these guys. Let's smack them. That doesn't seem... oh, that seems bad. Alright, so... good news, I could theoretically kill that guy in a single volley. Bad news, that man can dance.
You saw what he was doing on the overworld.
Yeah, his spine looks like it's in terrible condition, however, he is prepared. He has given himself scoliosis, and somehow, that's going to help his sweet moves. I just love that that third group of mages just came in right next to us. I mean, I hate it. It sucks to deal with, but we just roll in like, alright, we've got this. There's not that many guys. And then, bam, here comes these three mages, and Luthier's just like, well, shit.
Allow us to introduce ourselves.
Thankfully, Claire's here.
Yeah, good thing Claire can pick up the slack. Tobin.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, so let's just kill this man right here. Or not.
Holy
Well,
shit.
he failed completely, Alm. However, Alm has unlocked Double Lion, his royal sword combat art. Double Lion, as the word double implies, attacks twice. That's right. Normally, the thing about skills is that they don't attack twice. They only get one hit, but... yeah, no, Double Lion is incredible. There are a few moves here and there that you can pick up that actually do have double on them. And this is one of them. The main character gets it, and it's disgusting, as we'll see throughout this dungeon.
My mind just keeps going, Double Lion! Together we can
Together we can show the world what we can do. So, just to be specific, you get plus 5 might and plus 20 hits. So, like, it's pretty good. It's very accurate, and again, it goes twice. So it is just actively better than just doing normal attacks, provided you have enough HP, which, by the way, it does cost 6 HP, which is... I mean, it's hefty, so... you don't want Alm to throw himself into a field of people trying to kill him. However, it could be worse. He's got 37 HP without being attacked. Like, I could just guarantee a hit right there. And sure, that's gonna, you know, damage his fatigue a little bit, but I also guaranteed I'd hit the guy who did not want to get hit. He spent that whole fight just dodging. Alright, well then, now that that's that group taken care of, what do you have to say for yourself, big statue? Do you possess power? I mean, I do possess power.
We just unlocked Double Lion.
How strong we talking? Alright, well...
ah.
Here's a big dragon ghost. It's one of Duma's apostles. However, it also has the gossamer hair, which, if you'll recall, is the thing that Celica needs to give to a fisherman so that he can fish up a Dagon, which, to remind everyone, there are enemies called Dagons. They're not fish, they're big dragons. And they do legitimately give you their meat, which is also just a solution. You could just get lucky with a drop rate. So it's the same thing. That fisherman is real good.
Well, bye, Gray.
Also, here's our first time seeing question mark, well, it's just 2 question marks for HP, but still. Nonetheless, I believe that was like over 50 or over HP. If they're at least 50 HP, you just can't see what they have. You're not allowed. It's illegal.
That's a surprisingly low threshold.
I do have to wonder if it's variable. I have not fought enough things to remember. Does it just stay question marks like when you first hit it? Like, I would think question marks would be 100 HP or above.
Yeah.
Just because they wouldn't want to do triple digits. But I very much did not do 50 damage with that attack. Alright, so that's the actually difficult dude out of the way. However, difficult discussions at hand.
Hold, Delthea.
Huh? What is it, Lou?
Would you please stop fooling about? This is a battlefield. You've been acting far too brazen. You're going to get someone killed.
Yeah,
Well,
the bad guys.
excuse me,
Look at
but
poor
you said we
Tobin
should've
out
ruined
there.
this joint.
If he gets distracted by you going around and throwing fireballs everywhere, what's gonna happen?
I'm not criticizing you.
Who will grieve for
Showing
poor
a little
Tobin?
dignity
What?
would be nice. Before you
He
see,
has
the
nobody,
thing about
Delthea.
you is,
Would you please?
Just let him drown himself in battle. He's got nothing else.
It's ever good enough for you. Just leave me alone, you big loser.
Pardon me? Hold it! You come back here right now, young lady, or I'll...
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I should have activated the defensive skill there. Would have been fitting. Alright, yeah, I'm severely not threatened by these guys. I mean, look, you've got good defense, but also, you're not a big ghost dragon, so what do I care?
You're just a ghost dude. We can handle ghost dudes.
What if I said double lion, though? I mean, a normal hit's fine, but like, double lion basically guarantees I hit, and also, it goes twice in a row. That's the other advantage.
Lady Matilda, is something amiss?
That was a lot of ellipses.
So intently. I would ask that you speak your mind.
Forgive me, I didn't mean to stare. I just cannot help but notice how much you've changed.
Me? In what way?
Do you recall the last time we spoke like this? You were so compassionate.
And now you're not compassionate at all.
You look out for
Now you
everyone
become a
around
sociopath,
you.
Claire.
You're there for them before they even think to ask for help. You've grown into a fine woman.
Really? I hadn't noticed. Also, I think you may be imagining it.
Uh-huh, but you just proved it.
I did?
The old Claire would have snapped at the suggestion she'd done any growing up. You always did hate being treated as a child, even when it was the case.
What? That simply isn't true. Well, maybe it's a little true.
That one was just nice. Anyway, back to killing this man. Alright, and that's another one. And that's another crit. Alright, well, I think I showed my power pretty well.
Well, that was a nice conversation, Claire, and I'm gonna go team up with your brother to murder a man.
This is what marriage is, Claire!
Man, that was too easy.
Oh, well, you got it. Good one. Alright, and we get Duma's Lance. Thanks, big statue. I am very much against your god, but anyway, I do like the sound of this lance, and you know what? Fernand's lance has sucked ass, so, let's just equip the lance of the rival god. Most would assume this is cursed, but it's not. You can unequip it anytime you want, and it's got double the might I had before, so... No longer will Matilda be just held back by Fernand's.
Imagine going to war on behalf of your god, and then one of your enemies is using his lance.
How did you get that? Oh, I just passed one of your tests of strength. What?
You beat the one with the dragon? Nobody beats that one, it's the fucking dragon!
Yeah, well, we did.
I surrender. Everybody just like throws their weapons down.
Don't have a good-ass Duma lance. Well, at least I have my leftover bread in this box over. Oh, where'd that go? Alright, so yes, we've defeated the test, and now we can move on into the dungeon. If it wasn't obvious by now, this dungeon is extremely optional. So far, there has technically been a side quest attached to it, but, you know, that was just for the gossamer hair.
Do you have any brothers or sisters? My little sisters back home have been writing me and clamoring for my return. I've started to wonder if all siblings are like that. Stranger yet, they're fully grown. You'd think they could get by without me. But when you consider how fond Claire is of Clive, well, perhaps children just naturally look up to elder brothers and sisters. How many sisters do I have? 4, actually.
Alm, are you making a move?
But they can be quite trying sometimes.
Celica dumped Alm, and now he's moving in on Matilda's
like
sisters.
Whenever they want attention.
Alright, Tobin, what's your deal?
I'm on a level with you. I've always hated how you were better than me at everything. Gray told me I should stop trying to compete.
Man, I kind of wish this ended at that second text box. Hey, Alm, I always kind of hated you.
But I understand it now. You're meant to lead. And you have the strength and ability to back it up. My job isn't to be better than you. It's to be part of your strength.
Well, that's a good lesson to learn, Tobin. If only Gray could learn anything. Just like in general.
We just cut to a math worksheet with Gray's sword stabbed through it.
Hey guys, I know division!
I will never learn. You can't make me.
Alright, so we should probably offer something up because this is going to be a very stamina-consuming dungeon. There's a lot to do. Oh, and brave the gate of the living only if your greed exceeds your desire to live. Well, that's a hell of a warning. Can't wait to ignore it.
Hey, don't do this one.
Alright, now, let's do some promotions.
Alright, Tobin, welcome back to Relevance.
Alright, you can strip now, don't worry, the bar of light is censoring you, so nobody can see. You're safe to just change outfits, there you go. However, nobody's allowed to see your horse, it's too glorious.
Say, we even sprang at you to give you the phosphorant horse.
Alright, so yeah, now Tobin has stat improvements and a horse, so he can move better.
You just like the idea of Tobin praying in front of the statue and then a horse just comes galloping in from outside.
My god, is this a gift from Mila? And the horse just looks back terrified of like several terrors in the room behind it.
The horse also killed the dragon and got Duma's lance.
I accept my new mission with humble determination.
Alright, so, the usual saint stuff. And also Seraphim, so... Silk's got a pretty good attacking option now. Definitely want to save at this point because we've got some dungeon coming up, so let's go leftwards first. As always, of course, this isn't, the dungeoning. This is the fountaining. So what do we got for fountain today? We've got speed, always appreciated. Fuck this fountain. Water of luck. Very useful, however, I kind of prefer speed. Some characters just need to be a bit faster. We've got an okay speed team overall, but Luthier, you're very slow. Go faster.
What does luck do in this game again?
Luck is, basically, it contributes to, critical hits and also, critical avoid.
Okay. Does skill also contribute to critical hits?
Yes.
Okay.
Leaving that behind.
About to run out without the coin.
I need that one coin. Alright, ooh. Dramatic cutover.
Okay then. But yeah, I always have a hard time keeping track of what stats do in any given game because it's always a little different.
Alright, left gate of the living and right gate, or gate of the dead and then gate of the living. Left one is the easier one, despite being the gate of the dead. You'd think the gate of the living would be the easier one, but no, apparently not. So yes, this being the easier path, we're going down here first, though. When I first played the game, I kind of assumed Gate of the Living would be like a later game thing, but no, you can tackle it just fine. We're just skipping this. That's just another mage fight. You know what happens there.
I did it! Oh, and you helped or whatever.
Yeah, 4 other people killed things too, Delphia.
I do wish that lines like that only played if one character got all of the kills. Anyways, of course the Gate of the Dead is the easier one. Would you rather fight a dead guy or a live guy?
I mean, so far the dead things have actually been pretty strong, so, look, in most cases, yeah, I get you. However, there are very big dragons that are very dead and very strong.
Oh hey, this is the easier one, and here are 5 witches.
Fuck you, it's 5 witches.
We are going to start a restaurant.
We're going to sell burgers, and none of you will be able to afford them. Oh shit, is that Duma's lance? Oh fuck! Hey, I sold my soul to that guy!
I didn't even get a lance.
I just got the fire spell. Everybody knows fire.
I sold my soul to Duma and all I got was this lousy lance.
I sold my soul to Duma and I only did 2 damage to this child.
Great, you need to become a dread fighter and fast.
What if I said double lion though?
Maybe one day we'll see the second hit of Double Lion.
Yeah, that is legitimately useful, but so far it's basically just been, I want to guarantee a hit. I want to make sure Ulm hits the thing and doesn't die.
Alright, Tobin, you better not fuck up. Hey!
He didn't. Despite the 66 hit rate, which, 66 is about the range where I start getting nervous about a hit actually making contact.
Yeah. It's better than you'd think, but not great.
It won't come in for you in a pinch. 80, 90, I'm confident in that. 70, so-so. 60 is when I start sweating, and it's like, 50 or under, ugh, I am playing with fire.
A stunning victory for a stunning lady.
And there was that. Well, we've got plenty of supplies. But by supplies, I do just mean miscellaneous crates and jars.
A single bread.
Hell yeah, a bread. Look, I had to sacrifice a partial bread earlier, so this full bread... that's gonna help out a lot, definitely.
I didn't think about the implications of sacrificing, like, a half-eaten loaf of bread to your goddess.
I mean, she's fine with it. Look, she's been captured by the Duma Faithful. She should be happy with her half loaf of bread that I'm sending her.
The fucking Duma Faithful outside of her cell just hear, like, fucking the loudest eating noises they've ever heard.
Just the soft thud of a hard bread hitting the ground.
Followed by just...
What the fuck is happening in there? Should we check?
Should we get our
No,
boss?
if we open the cell, she'll just blast us.
I need to call in my supervisor. I don't know how to handle this.
My supervisor's Duma, and quite frankly, he scares me. I would like to speak to your manager. I am the manager.
I figured the supervisor would be Jeddah.
I'd like to speak to your supervisor.
So let's see what noise has made you so uncomfortable.
Oh, that's understandable.
Never mind, this is actually very uncomfortable. I thought you were just being a pussy.
Anyway, the reward for this section of the dungeon was that revival fountain for alms routes, a cog, and a shadow sword, which means one trip to a smithy, and you got yourself a brave sword on this route without having to send one over from Celica, who's just kind of rolling in them.
I just realized if all this stuff we're sacrificing actually is ending up with Milla, we're gonna get to her cell and it's going to be like Jotaro's cell at the beginning of part 3.
She just keeps getting all of my wines because nobody can drink them. Doesn't matter if they're of age, they just can't drink.
He just throws the bottle out of the cell when it's done and hopes she hits a guard.
Milla just in her cell. Ugh, they keep giving me leftover breads. It couldn't possibly get any worse than this. And then fucking Jessie appears in one of the paint me like one of your French girls pose. Hey, I decided to sacrifice myself. Wink.
All right, let's go.
Double line.
I'll never yield.
Maybe we should sacrifice a pipe bomb to Milla so she can get out.
A stunning victory for a stunning lady.
Milla, have you seen MacGyver? Can we just send you miscellaneous things that nobody will suspect can go into whatever gets you out of that cell?
I feel like I should watch more MacGyver. I've seen a few episodes, and it's fucking ridiculous. I love it. Although I do want there to just be, like, a complete subversion of the formula. Like, I want MacGyver to be stuck in a room and one of the items is just, like, a gun. And he just has to use the gun. Even though I think the whole point of the show was that they didn't want to have shootouts.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, why are we, zooming in on this one? Does Gray die?
I mean, spiritually, maybe.
Damn!
But he's also level 10, so he's now eligible for Dread Fighter.
Finally. Wait, if he's Dreadfire, that means he'll be useful again. Shit.
A stunning victory for a
I think he's already a Dread fighter. Ugh, am I right, everyone?
Dread, not Dreadful. Dread.
Alright, and now let's play the What Direction Was I Heading game.
My favorite part about random encounters in games. Well, not random, but any encounter.
It still takes me away from the screen, and now I don't know where I am. What is this Fear Mountain Shrine you speak of? I've never heard of it. Alright, and now we've met up with the route, so that's it for the Gate of the Dead. The Five Witches was the worst fight, but even then that wasn't too bad, because, you know, double lion. Alm just now has the ability to erase an enemy unit.
Anyways, let's go evolve Gray.
Alright, let's, I've got some ale left over here, Milla. The guards in front of Milla's cell just hear the telltale clink and they're like, ah, god damn it. I hope that's just a partial. Cannot stand drunk Milla. Also, geez, Gray, how far behind were you?
Gray got stat screwed in a game where, like, getting stat screwed is the norm. Get extra stat screwed.
Well, the good news is, thanks to the thresholds, now you're good, Gray. Hooray.
Well, here goes nothing.
Alright, well then, now if we encounter any more mages, they'll be doing less maging, if it's Gray. Alright, and at some point I will also have to ditch the lightning sword, which I think I will do later. Maybe I'll find a nice Duma sword around here somewhere. Alright, so now, it's the Gate of the Living. And so now I've got a slightly different cave. Alright, come on out, enemies, I know you're here. That's just a zombie, that's not too bad, right? Well, funny thing, these terrors now have special claws. These in particular are venom claws, which means these zombies can cause poison. We've got status effects all of a sudden.
Fire Emblem is a game where every time you see status effects, you just want to give up. Just want to go home.
They're in more frequently than I remember.
They're always terrible.
Oh well. You almost had him, Forsyth. Alright, so yeah, now
Oh,
we
now
got
you're
the purple
dying.
heart, so
Oh,
every
God.
turn you lose 10 HP. Depending on the character, that can be horrendous. It's not so bad for Forsyth, he's got good HP, and nobody can really capitalize him on losing 10 HP. Mages and the like, yeah, you do want to make sure they don't get tagged, which is kind of the norm, but now more so. Alright, so, get rid of you, pretty please. And thank you.
Well, you only hit the horse, only the horse will be poisoned. Shit.
And time to just do 42 damage to this man. Thank you, Claire. And of course, poison will wear off after a fight, so it was not a huge deal here.
We really took it to him.
Anybody who took it to them wound up poisoned, Tobin. You in fact had the advantage by not taking it to them. Well, the exception was Claire, But also, she's just made to kill terrors. Wonder if Milla likes yogurt. Should I send her yogurt? Maybe I should send her yogurt. Maybe she's more of a Go-Gurt goddess, I don't know. She's not really going anywhere, though. Hello, suspicious pile of stuff. Alright, reveal unto me your secrets. What do we got over here? We've got a zombie rising from his grave. Alright, so another set of zombies, but we're not skipping, which I can only assume means... this is a different set of claws, right?
These are the claws that delete your save file if they hit.
Oh no, they've got near claws. Oh, here's a weird pair. What do you two even have to talk to one another about?
Probably their brothers.
Hey, Claire. Mind if I tug on your ear for a sec?
If that crass phrase means you wish to speak with me, then please proceed.
It's about your bro. You know, Clive.
Unfortunately, it's worse than you might have thought.
Him. He's so dashing. Plus, he's all cultured and stuff.
Well, I can hardly blame you for having such refined tastes.
However, I regret to inform you he's twice your age and also married?
Why you might be smitten with him. But I fear his heart belongs to Matilda.
Ooh, Matilda. Gods, why did I even bother asking?
Matilda just went back one space. Hey, I'm gonna need to stop you to stop that conversation immediately, and then just fucking places her on top of the stalagmite.
This cuts to Clive saying, "See, y'all, I told you we should have killed her."
Alright, so...
Oh, no!
Forsyth is now stunned. This is by far the worst claw. You don't lose HP after the fact, but you can't move for a turn. That one is not fun to deal with. Kill these guys before they touch you.
Just lure them to me so I can hit them with my spear.
I'll get him eventually. Knew I should have taken a javelin.
You're lucky the poison coursing through my veins is holding me back.
Should also mention now that it's come up, dodge tanks of course are invaluable at this point because they just simply don't get hits.
Dodge tanks are always such a cool, like, concept in video games. When they work.
Mm-hmm. They usually work in Fire Emblem. It's a game more, you know, geared towards that type of thing. I am still lamenting that it really does not work in Valkyrie Profile. I really wanted a dodge tank mage. That would have been so cool, but nobody is anywhere near dodgy enough to make that work. Mages especially.
I didn't mean on, like, a per-game basis. I just meant that, like, with a regular tank, taking hits is fine. But with the dodge tank, they only have to hit once, and you might be screwed. Unless it's... oh, what was his name? Soth in Radiant Dawn? Who is just, like, a fucking completely broken unit, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a dodge tank, but also he just take normal hits.
Yep. Yeah. The advantage, though, in Fire Emblem is the fact that, like, you can get to near zero accuracy for enemies depending on the game. Also, being able to dodge means you can also just avoid magic the same, which is the drawback of just a normal knight's.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I hit first. Anyway, don't worry, there's no third type of claws we have to introduce. It's just venom and numbing.
Forsyth got hit again.
Our caps.
It would appear the enemy fears me the most.
I am quite powerful. It's understandable. I take this hit for us all.
When these battles end, the rest of them have to just like pick up Forsyth and carry him until the poison wears off.
Don't worry, I'll catch up now. No, we're just gonna drag you, armor and all.
They just roll him like a Katamari.
Ow, 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 ow!
Python keeps humming the song and nobody else knows what that means because that video game doesn't exist in this universe.
Alright, now here's the third type of claw. Explosive claw? What's that do? Oh, hello, Gargoyle. How's it going? Alright, so yeah, now we've got gargoyles, and we've got big pits, so can't really just jump right to them. So they're gargoyles, which means I don't personally find them to be the most threatening things. But also, as always, when they have range advantage, that's not great. That is pretty much by definition very bad.
On the other hand, it looks like Claire could have soloed this.
If it weren't cramped, then you could be right. Like, I could just send her in and then send everybody back, and then they'd just be fine. Oh yeah, these guys are also fast enough to double. That's trouble. But here's this conversation first.
Clive.
Matilda, what grieves you? You look so sad. Where hides your lovely smile?
It's your sister. She claims I was showing you up on the battlefield, that it was unbecoming. This conversation set my mind a whirl. On the battlefield, man and woman are equals, judged by skill alone.
Also, where does she get off?
My lord husband.
She just removed a
Who's ever I was to
gargoyle from
diminish you or
existence.
bring you shame.
My sister is the one who should be ashamed. Such an old-fashioned idea. I will never be your lord, and your exploits bring me naught but pride. If I want to outshine you, then I must earn it by my own hand.
It probably won't happen, but I'll still try.
I love you exactly as you are.
I like this scene, but it also makes me mad for reasons we can't talk about until the
Now
ending.
get back out there and have at those bastards, you wild Valkyrie.
Oh, it does my heart good to hear those words. Now stand back while I unleash the seven hells upon these pitiful fools.
Kill every last one of them!
Anyways, do you ever think that maybe the Fire Emblem writers don't talk to each other, like, at all?
It sometimes does seem that way, yeah.
Like, where's the editor? What's he doing?
I mean, like, it's also kind of at odds with the other conversation we had with Matilda and Claire in this episode, double line, by the way. Like, Claire and Matilda were pretty fine with one another. Like, okay, I know the way support conversations work. You can't really make assumptions about where two characters are in relationship to one another at any given time. That's kind of the weakness of the support thing, but even still, I don't think Claire was ever that kind of person about Matilda and Clive.
Yeah, her issue with Matilda is that weird possessive family member thing that I never understand.
Maybe we should enter that circle, because, like, we could move on, but, like, where's this circle lead to, though? I mean, let's give it a shot. Where does this go? It goes back to the entrance. Fuck you. Everything's respawned.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Double lion.
Double lion.
Finally.
There we go. See?
Both hits.
2 hits. 2 hits, both in a row, very powerful. But yeah, no, in case you're playing along, that is very useful when you're actually done with this general area, once you're out of the ruins. Until then, don't bother. Anyway, here's Claire and Alm.
Salutations, Alm.
Salutations, Claire.
Tell me, were you not mesmerized and bewitched by my fighting today?
Oh, riveted. How could I look away? You're like a Valkyrie descended. I know that I'll never trifle with the Queen of High Society.
I will not fuck around, I will not find out. I will just go double lion in a different room.
Oh dear, a Valkyrie. Goodness.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
So,
Truth be told,
I normally
needed a good
don't
chuckle.
go into word
Can I
usage
tell
in
you
settings like
something?
these, but
You said you like me the way I
they're
am.
using Valkyrie enough that it makes me think like,
Because I
do the
care
Norse
for you
exist in
too.
this game?
And how we laugh together over the silliest things.
Are Valkyrie
It's
canon to
absolutely
Fire
wonderful
Emblem?
When we are together.
Does the rest of the Norse mythology not exist, but Valkyries do
That's
exist?
very nice of you to say. You're kind of making me blush.
Alright, this will be slightly confusing for the cut content version, but who cares about them? So, the weird thing is, Valkyrie is actually the name of a class sometimes. That was like the,
Oh, that's right.
upgraded troubadour in some of the games. When healers have a horse, that's their upgraded versions. But yeah, and as for Norse stuff, I guess technically speaking, it sort of exists everywhere just because, like, Heroes exists.
Depends on if Heroes is canon, right?
So, like, that's all very Norse-based. And technically speaking, nowadays canon is just like,
That was a
there's
fine
probably a
victory.
Dragon's Gate somewhere that will lead you to DLC, I mean other worlds.
When's the crossover with Valkyrie profile coming? Oh.
Alright, so let's see. Clive, eat some bread. You're doing bad. And now we continue.
Doing bad isn't getting fatigued, not like, hey Clive, your performance is shit, you only eat bread tonight. No meat.
I mean, at least it's the good bread. Could have given him the half bread. Here's the half loaf that I give to Mila. Alright, so let's see, smash some vases. I mean, there's stuff over there, but, I mean, I got like 1 coin. That was important. Alright, let's smack this enemy in the head. Oh, or maybe not.
I'm the one that's technically a boss encounter. Can't surprise attack me.
And now, my subordinates, I'm going to teach you a valuable lesson. If your enemy attempts to get a preemptive strike, just say no. Your enemy cannot preemptively strike you without your consent.
Tell that to Pokemon, jeez. You can just preemptive attack me anytime they want. Alright, oh, that's gargoyles. That's less good. So we've got a bunch of gargoyles and one more witch after the one that teleported over here, so I'd be feeling a lot better about this if it were just the other witch. That would be the thing I needed to get rid of, but now we just need to consider everybody being in a half-decent spot away from Gargoyle City.
But again, it looks like Claire might be able to solo those gargoyles.
I feel like at this point you could just cut that off at "it looks like Claire can solo," and you would probably be right. Like, Armor Knights are the one thing that she can't really fight as well, but like, for a Pegasus Knight, actually, she's at the point where she can actually deal with them decently. Not the best out of our party, but she won't die to them immediately. Oh, and Luthier can be a sage now.
Alright, neutralize the witch.
Yep. However, which one is going to be in the way, which is also an issue. Can't attack me. Good news. I kinda want that space. That's the bad news.
I like to imagine that the enemy also call that one which one, and it just leads to who's on first shit all the time. Wait, which one? Yes.
Double line.
No, I mean which one? Yes. Which one is going to be up front? Yes!
Alas. If only this were Disgaea and I could just pick up that witch. That's one of the strategy games where you can pick people up, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was pretty sure, but I don't play Disgaea, so I didn't remember for certain. Also, damn, Tobin, that defense, though!
I played a couple Massive Disgaea in high school. I bought it on Steam because I think that's a fine port. Actually, a lot of the Nippon Ichi Software games are on Steam now.
Oh, why did you... Oh, well. I was gonna say, why did you move closer to me? You did move to a place where I can't hit you as well. You got better evasion. That's not gonna matter much, my friend. My pal.
Damn you, Foresight. There we go.
And that's what Excalibur is supposed to do. Now, thankfully,
Thankfully, this attack.
Thankfully, that attack is pretty powerful because, yeah, Gray is at this point kind of feeling the fact that, like, Lightning Sword just has, like, a specific amount of power. It has a strength of its own, it does not add might, so very helpful early on, and at this point the range still helps a sword wielder, but against mage units it's very weak. And also, it would be nice if I just had my own strength stat again.
It would be better if this were a game with multiple weapons per character.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Matilda?
Hello, Claire. Do you need something?
You gonna talk shit about me again?
You come to me looking for conversation.
So sorry I just took on 3 different gargoyles.
And what is that?
You said I'd grown into a fine woman, but then I started thinking about it.
And I was rude to you like
It's not so
5
much
minutes
that I
later
grew up
off
as that
screen.
I had to leave part of myself behind. I miss the old days when Clive and Fernand and I lived in the castle. Being a Knight of Zofia was hard work, but I was basically carefree. If ever I became cheeky with you, it's because I was happy. But then the war came and crushed all of our dreams.
Now we all have PTSD, and Fernand's an asshole, so
Now
he's
I
never
feel
coming
it's just
back.
spinning no matter
Also, we
where
learned that
absolutely
Lucas has
nothing
no
to do.
compunctions whatsoever.
I know. You're going to tell me this is what it means to grow up. But I miss the part of me that believed things would always turn out all right.
You may mourn it all you like, Claire. But such loss is part of growing up. And it's turned you into a fine woman.
Thank you, Matilda.
And by the way, whoever said that our dreams have been crushed? It's true that things don't always turn out the way we want them to. But we can still find other ways to realize our desires.
Like
Just
murdering
because you
several
see the world for what
gargoyles.
it is
I mean, my
doesn't
dream
mean
was
you
to
have
never go to
give
war,
up.
but okay.
I
I guess I can
right.
just
I have to be
update that
stronger.
to
Clive
no
needs
current
me
war
to fight
happening, I
Chinook, after
guess. It's
You
almost
will
as
be happy
good.
again one day, Claire. I promise you this. And Clive and I intend to be part of that happiness.
I hope so.
I know so. And feel free to lean on me more, okay? After all, we'll be sisters someday.
If you keep being this nice, I suppose I'll allow it.
Thank goodness for that.
And with that, the moment you've all been waiting for. Double Lion. I had to make sure this was going to connect first, and it was pretty much definitely going to, so... Double Lion I go.
I'm standing behind a pillar, you can't touch me. What does double lion mean? Ah!
Together we can show the world. By the way, I did not specifically mention it, but Double Lion does not give you any crit, so that's just Alm's natural crit rate, which is still pretty good, so you don't have to worry about it. It's just not supremely broken like it could have been.
God, he still has one more to learn.
Not too bad, I suppose.
I forget, is the next skill better than Double Lion, or is Double Lion gonna carry us to the endgame?
I mean, Double Lion is just one of the best ones.
Beggars can't
Final
be
skill,
choosers.
Triple Lion.
Oh, shit.
Oh, this is the anti-magic shield, right?
Oh, jeez.
Video encoder is struggling.
Oh, Bandcamp. Anyway, yeah, Hexlock is the one that gives a little bit of... Actually, wait, no, that's just resistance this time.
It's 7 resistance.
Usually there's a little bit of defense, but... Yeah, 7 resistance is absolutely fantastic, so... Don't pass that one up, give it to someone.
7 resistance in a game where nobody will get 7 resistance through level ups.
Mm-hmm. If you do, then... I would suggest going to the lottery, but I think you lost your luck from that, actually.
See now who you trifle with?
Alright, so what do we have in this box? We've got the Blessed Bow. Hell yeah! Alright, so... Hey, Tobin, do you want to be effective against terrors? I want you to be effective against terrors. Alright, so yeah, like I said earlier, this is absolutely doable at this point in the game, and you definitely should do this at this point in the game, because man, these rewards have been incredible so far.
Another feather in our caps.
Alright, so we are just about done, actually. I did accidentally go to the, quote-unquote boss before any of this stuff. the old man who stood there until we drew near and then screamed at us to prevent us from surprise attacking him was the closest thing to a boss. Here, however, we have a choice room. We have a silver shield and a blessed shield. Now, theoretically, you can get the silver shield in the Inner Sanctum DLC. The blessed shield is very rare, however, and I mean, look, the silver shield is very good. It's very powerful defensive-wise. But Blessed Shield, of course, is good against terrors. And again, is technically the more rare one, so... Let's give that to Forsyth. And we'll see how that works out, because, yeah, it has recovery on it, so you do automatically get HP back. And it does just straight up have damage from terrors, which... We're not quite at the point where we're only fighting terrors or anything, but, like, there have been a lot of terrors. technically speaking, this would probably be a better shield for Lucas because he has the better defense between the two, between him and Forsyth. So I might switch that later. Regardless, it's still a very good one.
Delphia?
Hum-de-dum-de-doo.
Too bad about my dead brother who died here in the Terror
It's rude to ignore
Mountains.
nice people, so you don't count.
Of course I count. Everyone counts.
Delphia, listen to me. I don't give you these lectures because I hate you.
Well, you could have fooled me, because you never say anything nice. You know better than anyone how I was born with a gift. All that natural talent. And yet you still want me to defer to everyone else.
Okay, Delphia, you
My fault
are
my
starting to
workplace
sound
is
like a
only
villain.
half as good.
This world is
I'm
imperfect.
risking my life out here too,
Delphia,
you
no.
Well, I suppose that's true. But people will soon begin to resent you if you carry yourself in such a manner. I want you to be loved by all.
So don't be a prick
because
to
you're
other
just the
people.
model of popularity around here.
How dare you point out the fact that I'm kind of forgettable compared to everybody else? Alright, well, I guess Luthier did die in this dungeon. R.I.P. Alright, so, just as a quick note, the Silver Shield does give you 7 defense, which is pretty good, but again, you can potentially get it from DLC. And having terror damage is very good.
A little late on that, Milla. We already went there.
Yeah, I'm just fine, Milla. I value my life and I went through that passageway anyway, and you know what? I'm A-okay. I'm still trying to go back and forth in my head who I should actually give that shield to, because, you know... Lucas does have the better defense, so he doesn't need defense from a shield. That also means he doesn't necessarily need terror damage halved. Forsyth could use that. But also, Forsyth doesn't always get doubled, so... It's a toss-up.
Also, thinking about it, why is the Hexlock shield on a mage? Wouldn't that be better on one of the knights? Don't they need resistance?
Yeah, probably, but... it also means that I do have a magic tank. That's part of what I'm trying to do. But also, I'm just shifting stuff around.
Yeah, in this game, I think I only ever used shields on mages because I didn't want to not give a weapon to someone who could use a weapon.
Yep, that makes sense. Anyway, that's the end of that dungeon, so see you next time for probably Celica's route. We'll say Celica's route.